Is the border wall being used for political payback? Some southern Arizona ranchers tell News 4 Tucson investigators they're outraged after watching truckloads of border wall materials being hauled away just before Donald Trump's inauguration. News 4 Tucson's chief investigative reporter, Corus Nylander, has spent weeks looking into this issue, and he's on the border with answers in tonight's News 4 Tucson investigation.
Well, this has been very frustrating for some ranchers here in Cochise County that have been watching these pieces of border wall being shipped away, now wondering how much it's going to cost to have to replenish it.
Well, first, it was, well, he can't do that. It's contracted out and it's paid for. And then the next split second, you say, well, you got to expect what he's going to do.
John Ladd owns over 16,000 acres along the border in Cochise County. It's been in his family for over 100 years. He's used to border-related crime on his land. As he was giving me a tour of the wall, Border Patrol was chasing 4 border crossers nearby.
And that's the problem, is after 35 years of putting up with this, we're used to it.
Today, he's frustrated after President Joe Biden's administration, just before Christmas, started selling off pieces of border wall materials that have been set aside for most of Biden's 4 years in office.
The taxpayers of America paid for it, and it was intended, it has a use, and it doesn't matter how long it sits there, it can be used again.
Incoming President Donald Trump has made it clear he plans to finish the wall along the border, vocally condemning the sudden sale of materials.
They were already discarding the wall, and 5 cents on the dollar. And you know what they were doing? They were calling us up and saying, we'll sell it back to you at 200 cents. In other words, double.
I saw several truckloads come right through the ranch.
Fred Davis owns a ranch near Tombstone. He's seen the wall materials being shipped away. He's also experienced crimes, including property damage on his land from undocumented immigrants, something he says exploded during the past 4 years. He says he has hopes the second coming of Trump will bring a secure border.
It's a giant expense to build that wall to start with, let alone pay for the materials twice.
Texas took the Biden administration to court over the materials being sold. In its legal argument, it cites this video captured by the Daily Wire showing evidence in Arizona of the materials being shipped away and brought to government auction yards. This is a screenshot of the materials being auctioned off on the website governmentplanet.com, some going for as low as $5. Texas claims a Border Patrol insider told them they were being sold for pennies on the dollar, with instructions to sell as many materials off as possible before Christmas. The Biden administration says it auctioned off the materials as part of a law enacted in December 2023 that required the Secretary of Defense to submit a plan to, quote, use, transfer, or donate all excess construction materials on the southwest border no later than 75 days after the enactment of the law. In court documents, Texas argues the language doesn't allow the sale to private parties at a loss, writing, quote, there is no indication that DOD is to achieve that by essentially giving the materials away, especially since the United States would then have to repurchase the material at higher prices. But a federal judge sided with Texas on December 31st, ordering the sales to stop until February 1st, after Trump's inauguration.
It's another effort in undermining what President Trump wants to do.
Congressman Juan Ciscomani represents Southern Arizona. He has no idea how much of the materials have been lost in our state and what will need to be spent to replenish those losses. He believes the sales only harm taxpayers and border security.
That would have been the last kick of the Biden administration on the way out on the teeth of the American public regarding border security.
And at this point, it remains unclear what the price tag will be to replenish all of these materials if Trump comes in and chooses to finish the border wall as promised. We'll keep you updated. Reporting from Cochise County, Corus Nylander, News 4 Tucson.
And if you would like to read the judge's order for yourself, just scan the QR code there on the bottom of your screen, which will take you to our investigators page on our website at KVOA.com. And do you have a story you'd like the News 4 Tucson investigators to investigate? Email us at investigators@kvoa.com or call our tip line at 520-955-4444.